I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great Millstone, who teach and rule well. And Shalom to the sincere Archems, Spanish truth and sincerity. Shalom. In this video, I want to give the breakdown concerning the Army of Horsemen in Revelation chapter 9. Because this Army of Horsemen referred to 200 million missiles, And to be specific, ICBM missiles. So let's start with Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And horses represent power, So there will be 200 million missiles, that's going to be used, during a time of the nuclear destruction. Verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone. And this refers to those warheads that are on top of the missiles, And the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, because the power of the lion is in his mouth, it's in his head, That's where he can bite with, That's where his power lies, So the same as, the thing with the missiles, their power is in their head, which is these warheads. And out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Once again, it's talking about these warheads that are on top of the missiles. Verse 18. By these three was the third part of man killed. This refers to Edom, the so-called white man upon this earth, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouth. So Edom, the so-called white man upon this earth, they're going to be hit by these warheads, by these missiles, Verse 19. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. So the power is in their mouth, which refers to these warheads, that I spoke about, and in their tails, because without, power coming from their tails, there's no way that these missiles are able to go from one place to another place. Reading on, for their tails were like unto serpents. And once these missiles leave off, you can see a trail, that's basically being created once they, take off, And that looks like a serpent. And had heads, and with them they do hurt. And this refers to these warheads once again, So this is the missile, the warhead on top, and the exhaust on the bottom. So Joel chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. And, this refers to those 200 million missiles. There has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. An explanation for this can be read in Micah chapter 4, verse 3. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more, So there's no need for these nations to have these nuclear power, because, once Yahawashi comes back, and the kingdom is established, nation shall not lift up a sword against another nation, because, we shall not know war no more. Verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burned. And this refers to those warheads and the exhaust, Because when we look at the picture, the tail, fire is proceeding from it, from the exhaust, and the once the warheads, hit, that basically, is what causes fire, that basically causes destruction and explosions. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. And to basically give a good visualization of what that means, I want to play this video.
Before they died, my parents told me stories of how the world once was. What it was like long before I was born. Before the war with the machines. They remembered a green world, vast and beautiful, filled with laughter and hope for the future. But it's a world I never knew. By the time I was born, all this was gone. Skynet. A computer program designed to automate missile defense. It was supposed to protect us, but that's not what happened. On August 29th, 1997, Skynet woke up and decided all humanity was a threat to its existence.
So that's what that verse basically means. Reading on, verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. And back in the days, there used to be these blacksmiths that created weapons, but in this modern day and age, the scientists are the ones that create weapons, and they are also the ones that are creating these ICBM missiles, That's why it reads, and I have created the waster to destroy, because the waster to destroy refers to the ICBM missiles, Job chapter 20, verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. And when it reads, it is drawn and cometh out of the body, it refers to those missile silos, in which those ICBM missiles are being stored up, ready for launch. Reading on, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. And this refers to those missiles, Terrors are upon him. 2 Esdras chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. This refers to the silos. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. This refers to the missiles, And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, what, archer, do you know that with the bow and arrows able to shoot from one end to the other end of the world, That's impossible. But we do know that these ICBM missiles have a reach, from ranging from 5,500 to 7,000 miles, Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth backward, even so shall the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. So the Army of Horsemen, written about in Revelation chapter 9, it's actually about 200 million missiles. With that, this was the breakdown concerning the Army of Horsemen. I hope this lesson was edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And Shalom to the sincere Archams, but in truth and sincerity. Shalom.